here's a quick recording of some new features in the graph. We're gonna focus on the beauty brands project, but before I do anything, I'm gonna clone it to my own account. Okay, so here's my copy. I'm gonna go to graph, and so let's actually try to copy certain use case. We're gonna focus on a few companies. So one of them is Shiseido. What was the other one? I'm just gonna open the issue and see what was the other company. Okay, Coty and Revlon. So Coty, and we'll do Revlon. So okay, now if we want to do a paginated graph for these three companies, we have a new feature here where there's a new section under notes that is asking us what to display, and notice that this now works even with default layout. So we'll switch here to paginate, and we'll pick a table that we want to paginate by. We want to paginate by company, so we'll do that. So now it's selected the first of the three companies, and it's showing everything that's connected to it. So that includes all the brands, and that includes the founder in this case. If I paginate through these, there's another, and there's a third one, and we can notice that this one has three founders, not just one. So this is the new way of doing pagination. You can do it even without a tree layout. But let's just say that we want to stick with the tree. So let's go to tree, and let's switch this to radial to make sure we can see stuff. So this is the issue we've had before, that if we switch now to pagination, we're basically paginating by founders, not by companies, and we will get an empty graph for some founders because this one has already been used with this company. So this issue cannot be resolved by configuration. It needs to be resolved by changing the shape of the data, and I'm going to bring up a graph here. So let's actually go back to default layout, and I just want to inspect how things are connected. So I'm going to focus on only one company for a second. So let's just inspect how things are connected. We got a company, and company points to a founder. So if I go to my diagram here, this is this part. Company is pointing to a founder, and the name of that relationship is founder. And then we have another relationship. We have brand, and brand is pointing to a company. So name of that relationship is company. Now the problem is whenever you switch to the tree layout, the thing that will be at the top of the tree is always going to be the thing where the last table in this chain of connections. So if brand is pointing to company and company is pointing to founder, then founders are always going to be at the top of the tree layout. So every tree layout will start with a founder. And if you want to change that, we gotta make sure that something else is at the top of the tree. In this case, we want to make a company be at the top. And in order to do that, we need to make sure everything is pointing to the company. So we need to flip this relationship around. We're gonna make sure that we're not going from company to founder, but the connection is from founder to multiple companies. And we can change our data with a new feature that we have. If we go back here, and we got companies that currently are linking to founders. We can take this relationship and we can flip it. So if we do that, this column will go away, and if we go to founder, it will have a new column pointing to the companies that this guy has. So we'll just rename that to companies. Okay, that did not work. I'm not gonna rename it for now because that's a bug, but basically we have a opposite relationship now. And now if we go back to graph and inspect that for a little bit, I'll just pick a company. And we can now see that the company, well, let's focus on founder. So the founder is pointing to a company. So founder is pointing to company, and also a brand is pointing to company. That means that company is now at the top of the hierarchy. So if we go and switch to the tree layout, we can see that company is at the top now. Switch that to radial, and we can see that again. We get company being at the top, and brands and founders are connected to it. So if we paginate, let's add more companies first. Cody, and what was the other one? Revlon. So if we do that now and do pagination, we only have 3 items, of course, because there are 3 companies. So we got this one, Shiseido, with a whole bunch of brands and 1 founder. And we got this one, again, a whole bunch of brands and 1 founder. And now we got the Revlon, which happens to have also a lot of brands, but only 3 founders this time. So this is the second way to resolve the problem, but it involves restructuring your data by using the reverse relationship feature. So this is all in production. I suggest when you try this, I suggest that you make a copy of the project to make sure you don't break the existing data. Okay, that's all.